Pawn-ass fuck-ass, fuck-ass Pawncast. I'll get it backwards, I guess. Too busy thinking about the story. Fuck-ass Pawncast, fuck-ass Pawncast. Big ol' titties, big ol' titties. In my face, in my face, in my face. Finger the pussy, suck on the titties. Finger the pussy, suck on the titties. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm a retard. Anyway, woohoo! So, after that, Mark had gone to his apartment too, so we both checked. And he didn't know I checked. And so I told him, yeah, I'm calling trauma centers right now. He was like, well, I'm on the way. I'm like, all right. So I'm standing in the parking lot calling trauma centers. And the third one I called was Honor Health. Never heard of it. And I guess they have a big old network here. Never heard of it, ever. That was the first. That day was the first. And I'd been there. I'd been working. I'd lived here since March 2015. And this happened December 2017. I'd never heard of it. So, it's not saying anything. Just, my wife has worked in hospital pharmacies here, and she'd never heard of it. So we're like, okay. Anyway, that's all other shit. So, and they're like, yeah, he's in our intensive care unit. I'm like, oh, who is this? I was like, oh, I'm his cousin. I'm Eric. And Mark, he's a real honest Texas guy. And, like, real honest. Real polite. My first memory of Mark that I could clearly remember was I was packing stuff to go out UPS, and he comes out in whatever conversation, and he goes, yeah, and walked off. And I was like, I didn't think anything of it. And he said, he came back, he's like, I'm sorry. He's like, yes. I was like, my father told me, always answer with a yes, you know, otherwise it's every answer deserves a yes. And in my head I'm like, whoa, buddy. Way too fucking serious. Oh, accident, wah wah. So, I was like, alright, man. I was like, man, I gotta step up my fucking polite game because I'm gonna offend this poor guy any second now. Like, his clock's ticking. I'm gonna say something offensive. So that's my first memory of Mark. So he's like, what are you doing? You're not his cousin? And I'm like waving him. He didn't say anything. He used all of his mannerisms, I could tell. He's like, what? You can't lie. I'm like, just don't worry about it. So he's like, oh, okay. So he got admitted here for bleeding on the brain. And Mark, I don't know what face I made, but Mark's like, whoa, what? Is he alive? I'm like, yeah, he's alive. I'm like, hold on, hold on a minute, because we were like thirsty for information. Like, what the fuck? What's going on with our buddy, man? This is fucked up. So he's got bleeding on the brain. He's going in for a CAT scan. Blah, 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 blah. Like, all right. So I told Mark. I told him where it was, told him the address, and he's like, I'm going up there. I'm like, all right. And he's like, just go home. I'm like, yeah. Because he didn't want me to go up there because, yeah, a white cousin. Of course it's possible, but, you know, he just didn't. My wife was wondering where the fuck I was anyway. Because I worked late and I went out there and all that shit. No, I didn't. I think we left pretty much on time. Because we both wanted to go see what the fuck. So anyway, doesn't matter. Anyway, so I'm like, alright, I'm gonna go home. Now at least know where he's at. He's in intensive care unit, so that means people are watching him. There's all kinds of shit around to take care of him if shit goes bad. So, alright. Where's my hat? Don't matter. It don't matter. Must wear my hat inside. That's a bitch. I have no hat. So, what's it called? So, he went from emergency room to intensive care. Man, that's a bitch. So, but the bleeding on his brain was in between it, like in the middle of the left and right halves of the brain. And it wasn't in the pouch the brain's in, it was in between the pouches. So all the blood was just applying pressure to the brain, which was fucking everything up. So he got lucky, it wasn't a whole lot worse. So, I meant to cut my hair this weekend. Fuck me. It's starting to look terrible. My hair is super thin on top, so on the top it's so thin I look like a baby bird when it gets a certain length. And that's not a sexy look at all. Am I right, ladies? Yeah, I'm right. So, I didn't get to see him in intensive care because I was busy as balls. And either I'm busy and I have to hurry the fuck up and get home to pick up my kid from daycare, or I have to try and finish it from work. I think by the time I was able to see him, it was like a Wednesday or something. And because he was in intensive care over the weekend, and I was watching my kid all weekend, and then the one day I thought I could, Beth worked, so I had to watch the kid all day that day. And I'm too selfish to get up early and go in before Beth goes to work, because I'd have to leave at like fucking 6. And he was in good hands, and I was sure I'd see him soon. And no, he didn't die. And I've been texting Marcy updates this whole time. And at first I texted her a few updates, and it was a couple days, and she's like, I'm not ignoring you, I'm just really busy. I was like, no, it's okay, I don't expect a response. I just figured part of your brain wants to know what's going on, since you guys have years of history together. And so the first day he was in, he got transferred from intensive care to a regular hospital ward, whatever. I'm sure there's a term for it, but inpatient, I guess. So I got to see him there. There's a hot ass redhead nurse. Ooh-wee. Anyway, with great hair too. Not just hot, but great hair. Anyway, don't matter. So, oh yeah, before he left intensive care, the Sunday I was or Monday I was gonna go up something. I had called up there to get an update, and this chick sounded like she was from Puerto Rico or Brooklyn. Well, see, this chick that I worked with that was from Brooklyn, but she had a Puerto Rican accent too, like Puerto Rican Brooklyn. And so maybe that was her deal too. She was like, I talked to Daniel and you're his coworker, you're not his cousin. And she was pissed. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, he gave me permission to talk to you. I was like, okay. But she was just mad that I lied. And I was asking about how the MRI went, because he was going to get an MRI to get a better look at the bleeding. And she's like, oh, that's too much information to give you, since you're not family. And I'm like, uh-huh. Gave me permission to talk to me, though, bitch. So anyway, she was like, you need to come up here. You're going to come up here? And I'm like, nah, I got a 2-year-old with me, and flu season's so bad that, you know, you're not going to let her on the floor. And if she's not coming on the floor, I can't come on the floor because I'm watching her. So she's like, uh-huh. So it's like, whatever, bitch. Get an attitude with me, bitch. And we didn't even know where the fuck he was, so of course I'm going to try and get information. So, make sure I don't get a car accident right here because everybody's crazy in this intersection. Alright, so more worried about the people behind me right there. Because people come in, jump whatever lane they want, and then gun it, trying to get by people as they're trying to get over, and madness. So anyway, I'm gonna reset this right here because this next bit's gonna be tedious when it hits 10 minutes, and I don't wanna fuck with the phone in 10-minute tedious crazy words.